I'd recommend watching these few videos about the ending. I can't suggest, or I can't pull them up, but the videos, I'll give you like the names for them. Fortnite Save the World boss battle fight. And I guess if you don't want to look anything up, just play the story and ignore this video until you complete it. But your spoiler warning is over. This is the explanation between Battle Royale and Save the World. Alright, so in Save the World, we see a lot of iconic characters, like as I'm wearing right now, Hybrid. And we also have events with other characters like the Fallen Love Ranger and some other ones. Now, what I've been recently thinking about is how could Save the World and Battle Royale be absolutely connected in a theory? And, you know, game theory kind of inspired me to do this video. I don't talk with MatPat or anything, but I feel like this is what showed me the way to discover this. So, in fact, I think the story is that these two are different universes with parallel timelines that are changed, that are different. Now, let's go to the beginning. The beginning follows you, Ramirez, as a soldier that is fighting against Husks. Your objective is to get to a home base. It is built with all sorts of materials and other bases. Of course, in Battle Royale, we use materials to fight off opponents. But what I realized is during the boss fight, and yes, this is a big skip. During the boss fight, I've realized something. Kevin the Cube is coming out of, or after you kill the boss, the main boss, the storm boss or whatever, Kevin the Cube is the left remains of that boss. Now, I have a theory. I believe that in the Save the World universe, okay, so you know the Battle of the Cube in Season 6, where we had to fight off the cube and the monsters in order to win the battle?
Awesome stream. I got a bounce, so comment your gamer tag on my recent video if you wanna play sometime. I sub to you in live feed.
Sure. We can play in a little bit, but I got this, I think I nailed it. So. Alrighty. Well, thank you, Prox. Now, what I have realized is, you know, the storm boss, his remains are the cube. Now, what I realized is that the cube melts into the ground just like it did in Loot Lake, and that's whenever it collapsed into the house. Now, I'm not saying that, you know, the cube, you know, teleported through dimensions, blah blah blah. No, I have a very good theory to explain this. In fact, the theory is that these are different universes that are changed. Once again, relating back to the cube battle. See, we won the battle, but I believe in this dimension, we lost it. And that's what's made all the husks. See, it's a storm. We fight off the storm, and, well, we don't fight it off, but we escape the storm in Battle Royale. We know it's dangerous. And in the Save the World series, the storm changes people into these twisted forms of themselves. And I believe that possibly these are different timelines with the same connections. Now, let's relate back to Season 5. Season 5 had secret things relating... No. I think it was Season 4 had secret things relating to the Durburger incident and other things. There was little messages left out through phone calls. These phone calls were translated to Morse code. Now, during incidents that are terrible, like... let's say if there was an apocalypse. The military would use Morse code on bunkers, and if anybody was left out there that understood Morse code, they could be rescued and saved, of course. So, we discovered Morse code inside of the phone numbers. The phone calls. Who do we see actively running the home bases? Military informants. In fact, we could see one with Prongs' hands inside of the manage screen. I'll show you guys that in a minute. But what I believe is happening is that they're trying to warn us of something. Now, of course, the battle of the cube led up to whatever's happening now. And now that we're digging up this UFO at the middle of Loot Lake or something, I believe that something is going to happen. That they were warning us about what the Rift can do, what the cube does, and what the visitor's here for. Now, there was other calls that were tracked, llamas out in real life. And that's why I say it's parallel universes. They're referencing parallel universes. See, in real life, people actually found llamas outside, in real life, of course. And people started to find the cube at they found a giant cube at a giant lake. And that was referencing Loot Lake and the cube. And that's the last location. But what I've realized is that it's talking about alternate dimensions. It's talking about two different dimensions and a story that plays out. See, the game creators are very smart. They know how to hide things, but a lot of smart people know how to decrypt things. And so that Morse code related down to the locations out in the desert in real life. It was a Durburger and a Tomato Head. They both were transported out to real life. Now, of course, we did see the disappearance of the Tomato Head and the Durburger Head in the game. So I'm believing that these two heads have been traveling across the world. Not as themselves, of course, as an alternate dimension of save the world people trying to warn what's gonna happen. That society as we know it will fall apart. Everything is gonna collapse. And that's what they're trying to warn us. Now, let's get back to the battle. So, the battle of the boss, or the cube. Take out the cube, and there's Kevin's remains. Of course, I say Kevin because everybody named Kevin. Now, I know I'm kind of, going off the rails here, and a big explanation that makes absolutely no sense, but you gotta trust me on this one, guys. This is my first theory, and I think I might have cracked the code. So, as you can see, people's heads are peeled back. Now, in the Battle Royale series, we never see any heads peeled back, but this thing right here, the Smasher, this is very convenient, in fact. Oh, don't forget to go home. But the Smasher, it's not human. It's not any buff people like, let's say, basically the Hulk from Left 4 Dead. It's something on its own. And we've fought cube monsters before. Now, we call them cube monsters. In this game, they call it husks. I believe that these two are different dimensions because they're opposites but the same at the same time. As we could see, characters across the Battle Royale series come to here. These aren't the same characters. These ones talk, stuff. Battle Royale, we're not sure what that exactly is. It has its own storyline. We're not sure why it's a game to survive the fittest. We don't know if there's prize money. We don't know if anything. We don't know if this is even a roleplay thing that everybody's doing to save the world. But I guarantee you, it's two different dimensions that are playing out in one game. Now, Ray is a robot, of course. Now, we don't consecutively see any robots during Battle Royale. And I believe the facts are that we don't see any of those because there's nothing wrong. Nothing bad has happened to the human race to the point where you have to use technology to fight against other enemies or artificial AI. Now, I know smart words. Ooh, very, very good theory. Yeah, you think you're smart because you say smart words. But I generally have a lead on this. So the cube monsters, right? They're created by what we believe is the cube. But in Save the World, we see the cube remains after we kill the storm boss. Now, I believe that these are two different dimensions. Once again, I know I keep repeating it. Two dimensions because it's split in half. One side has fought against the cube successfully with an army. The other side failed to do so. And that side has suffered the consequences of not fighting, I guess. I dropped a like and subbed. Great stream. Yo, who are all these people? Thank you. Jeez, that was nice. Very nice of these people. But I really, and I mean really hope that, you know, this is correct, because if it is, then we could catch up on the lead up of the whole entire story. In fact, there is a mission, the mission where you fight the storm boss is called Battle Royale. I'm not exactly sure why it could be named Battle Royale. Maybe the cube could have went through that lake or something and teleported to the next side, but that's not what I believe. Can I add you on PSN? Yeah, go ahead, bro. I don't care. But this is truly, and I mean truly, a real theory that could be correct. Because I just absolutely have so much faith in this theory, but I'm not over, alright? It's LOGON 377. But in other words, this is such a good theory, and I've actually got a lot of help from friends to agree with me and disagree with me. And hold up, Supreme King, I'm doing a stream, but you can still stay. But in other words, this is why here's my piece. Oh wow. Well, the whole entire world has collapsed in Save the World, and all the events relating to Save the World have already happened. Save the World is in the future, in a different timeline, where everything is boosted. They are warning us to fight. Now, in Season 5, we got the Morse code or whatever. In Season 6, we fought the cube. I think the characters understood, and I'm not saying that the characters are self-aware of what's happening, but I think that the characters understood that they needed to fight off the cube. It was something bad that needed to be expelled. And the Ice King tried to remake that moment happen and control the world. Now, the Ice King is actually a friendly character that you can play as inside of this game. I'm not sure why, but I think it's because we lost. Please type your. Hold on. Alright, but I believe that we failed before any of these other seasons happened. This is a relating timeline that no matter what happens, we still lose. Even if they try to warn us of the right or wrong or what's gonna happen, we lose. Now, we've actually seen incarnations of a different dimension once again after the cube battle. We got teleported to this different dimension of it was just beautiful and all different. And I think it relates to 10,000 other types of timelines. Because there's different, lines connecting down to this middle hole down at the bottom. And I think that's what Season 8 is trying to do. It's trying to make this timeline into into Save the World. Because no matter what we do, we lose. We don't have enough power, we don't have enough responsibility, and we're not ready to do this.
That was pretty heroic.
Now, this might just seem like, oh, you're just a petty little guy. Once again, I'm not complimenting myself on doing this. This is a theory. I don't believe in this completely, but I hope it's good enough for Fortnite or Epic Games to notice me and give me an answer of yes, you did it, or no, you did it wrong. Or there's a hint somewhere here and there. But these are two different dimensions, and one is trying to warn the other of what's happening. Season 6 is where I think we finally connected. After all, they are in the future and we are in the past. They gave the codes from the future, and in Season 6, we connected. We understood. Season 6, we finally decided that we need to fight off the cube monster, but no matter what, we lose. As we can see, we are even using building materials in Save the World. There's a lot of similarities, and there's not a lot of differences. There's llamas that are upgraded that carry weapons, and we don't have any of those special weapon types. But for some reason, I think somehow we are supplying this world of Save the World with our weapons, because as we can see, we gave them, I guess the scar was kind of there in the beginning, but we're helping them, or we're helping us live on life. And I know this theory's falling apart piece by piece, but these are two different dimensions that are connected, that understand what they need to do now. Ray doesn't know it, we don't know it, but I think that they sent the Morse code somehow, told us about this, and yeah, just let us be through. Now, I'm actually going to take you to that Battle Royale quest right now. Battle Royale. It's called Battle Royale, and as one of the Battle Royale characters that you could also buy from the item shop. It has death in it. Somebody sacrifices himself to do something with the storm, and I mean, look, we even have the event of Yar, and it's a pirate event with these pirates. This is a failed timeline that is fallen apart. In fact, in this quest line, these guys try to invade our home base and take things from us. In our normal timeline, we just battle off. You know, we fight. And I think we really needed a story. I think the story is very good. As we can see, we have Ranger Jonesy. He gets his mask later on. We have Luna. We have Ken. He's not in Battle Royale yet. But I thank you guys for so much for watching this video. I'm glad that I can make this into a 16-minute stream and, you know, prove to you guys that this is what I think. I'll get some more on that. See, my brain kind of went scramble after I started the video. I had such a perfect theory and I planned it all out, and it just fell apart. I will definitely, and I mean I will definitely conclude another theory. I will put a part 2, and I know I spelled theory wrong, but I will put a part 2. I will make a part 2 for you guys. I seriously need you guys to tune into these videos. This is very important to me because I love Fortnite, and I know you guys that play Fortnite do as well. So, goodbye. Found a theory. Found a theory. Here we go. Gotta get that query. Get my gun. Get my stuff. Hey, here we go. Battle Royale. Save the world? What's that, my bro? Hey, we be moving. We be going to another timeline. We be on the move. Hey, here we go. That's right. Get my gun. Shoot a husk in the face. Swipe it up. Wait, I can't do emotes in this, huh?